Welcome back. If you've been here before, if this is your first time, welcome. I'm Brittany.
I'm Liesl.
We are new-ish mamas. She is a 2-year-old. I have a 6-month-old. And we have the most hilarious conversations. Obviously, I'm newer to this than she is. So over the last 6 months since I had my daughter, I have been texting her and being like, what do I need? What about this? What about that? Just so many things. So today, we decided to sit down, do a quick video for you guys, and share with you our top 5 favorite newborn products, items, necessities that at least made those first few months, bearable. I think bearable, a lot easier. So we're gonna just, I think, jump right in.
Yeah.
Ready? Go for it. What's your first one?
Ooh, first one how do I start with this? You know what? I had this as like an honorable mention, but it's key and we still use it to this day. I don't have it with me.
Using it 2 years later.
I see yours here. And the sound machine, the one that we have, the hatch rest, was key. It was in our room for a while. It has now moved to Zachariah's room, but like you can program it. It has made putting him down for naps and bed so much easier. We have that thing cranked up to like 55 or 60. It's not next to his head.
No,
but
and it's an app on your phone. Yeah. So it's not like a dial on the actual...
It is an app, but it...
Does it have the dial too?
I don't know.
Oh. I just know on the app, I'm like 50. I'm like tap, 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 tap.
But it's an actual, you'll see it. Ian, insert the product here. It's an actual like sound machine in the room that you can control via the app.
Yes.
So I would say that was number one. We had it from the moment we brought him home from the hospital, and 2 years later, we are still using it.
Going solid.
Solid.
We have it too in the other room, actually. Should I go grab it?
I guess I can show. Yeah.
Okay. I'm not gonna grab the whole thing. I'm gonna grab the whole thing, but not the cord. Hello. ASMR. No, I don't want to. I'm like. Okay.
All right, so this is the hatch rest. It's got like a ring here that you can like tap and change or turn it on and off. Mm-hmm. I don't use that as often as I'd like use the controls down here.
I've never used the controls down there. I've had this for months. I only use my phone.
No, you can control it down
that's
here.
Fantastic.
So like brightness.
So that's
down,
that's definitely
sound up and down, change the sound, and then turn it off and on. But this was like...
There's an app for it. Well, it's not loading right now. This is not a good advertisement for it. But no, it works really good. And I do everything here, but you can also do it there, apparently.
It's great.
This is why I need you. I don't know what I'm doing.
This I feel like everyone needs. And like this specific one.
Oh, it's fantastic. And it's not very expensive for the amount of use that you get out of it.
Yes.
Because it's like minimum 2 times a day in this household. 4 will be for years.
Do you use it at night too?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So...
Absolutely.
We have this. We love it. You need it. I'm not even going to say like you don't need it because I think you need it.
I would agree. So my first one, same lines, but this one is, this obviously came from Ashton's room. So this is ours. We love it. But in the beginning, I didn't have that one. Also, she wasn't napping in her crib or in the same spot all the time as a newborn because I had a C-section. So I wasn't trying to walk to put her down. And I wanted her on me too. And so I held her a lot. If she fell asleep next to me on the couch, then I would be like, well, I'm not going to move her now. No. You're going to just stay right there. So this is a portable sound machine. And we use this for realistically, I think the first like 2.5 months of her life, like almost like 10 weeks almost. And we just would plug it in. It keeps a good charge. I would turn it on, but it's very aggressive. It can go, there's a few different sounds, but this we still use. I hook it onto her car seat, the stroller. We went to the mall the other day. She fell asleep in the car. This was on. And then we transferred her. So I took this out, hooked it on the stroller and transferred her. And she transferred, I think, because this blocks out a lot of the sound. It kept her in that deep sleep. So regular sound machine, a must. Portable one, also, I think a must.
I think it's a must. We had a portable one too. It wasn't that. I've heard really good things about that one.
This was a gift, so I don't quite know how much this was. But whoever gave this to us, I'm so grateful. Thank you. So yeah. Sound machines all around.
You need a sound machine. You need 2.
I wish that we were like Oprah, where it's like, the first 100 people get sound machines. One day, guys. When we have sponsors... Shoot, I'd love to gift you guys some of our favorites. Wouldn't that be wonderful?
Do giveaways, stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
That would be great. My next one. This one. This isn't so much a newborn product as it is a postpartum product, but I mean, he did use this because this is the Haakaa. Let me just clarify. Yeah. This is the Haakaa.
What is that silicone thing?
Is a milk catcher / it's not, they say it's a manual pump, but you're not like, I wasn't actually pumping into it.
You just
so
suck
you're
it
like,
on and
what
it
happens?
Sucks the milk
What you
out.
do is you do this. Oh man, it's been a while since I've used this. You do this, place it here, and it suctions on. And it, as your baby is nursing on the one side, it starts to catch and draw your, I guess, leakage. Yeah. Is that what it's called? Whatever you're leaking, it catches that. But it also, somehow the suction triggers your letdown. So you're also catching extra milk. The only way I was able to have some sort of a freezer stash was with this. So I would catch, I would say anywhere from 1 to 2 ounces per feeding. And there were a minimum of 12 feedings. A minimum. There are around 12 feedings in those first few weeks, I would say. So 1 to 2 ounces times. Yeah. It was the only way. I tried to pump. That didn't work. Not that it didn't work. I just couldn't pump in between feedings, and I just hated it. This I didn't hate as much. It is a little, I would say a little uncomfortable. Maybe a little painful in the beginning if it's like suctioning. As soon as like the suction releases, it's like, oh, okay. Relief. But this was legit the only way I was able to have any sort of a stash. So I buy this for almost everyone that I know that's having a baby. It's like $12. It's the best. And I think you need it.
Yeah. I mean, for the price too, just get it. Get 2 if you want. But yeah, it definitely.
I know people that used to, like, they'll put 1 on each and they'll go in the shower. And I'm just like, I was never at that point, but.
I tried all the things and it did work. I will say that even I, who had supply issues from the get-go that never resolved themselves, even though I tried everything, I would take that because I would be in a hot shower. My milk would let down. And if you have supply issues, any drop wasted in the shower or anywhere for that matter is like devastating because you're like, that could have gone in my baby's body.
Yeah.
So I would pop 2 of those on, get in the shower, and it would, I mean, they wouldn't be full, but it caught all the milk. And especially when they're newborn, I mean, their little swallows are so tiny.
Yeah.
So,
an ounce is huge. Even if you don't have supply issues, like I remember this very vividly. I had like 1.5 ounces in here and Ian accidentally knocked it over and I was not happy. But I knew it was an accident, but if you breastfeed,
well, the emotions, the horror, everything going on at that point in your life, and then that happens, it is devastating.
Like, this is the end.
Yeah.
But also I just didn't like feeling wet. I did wear like nursing pads, but like, you know, like I just didn't. It's uncomfortable. So this is great. Yeah. $12. You need it.
Get it. My second one, she recommended this. So I know that swaddling, I feel like is a hot topic. Some people are like very pro swaddle, very pro a specific type of swaddle. Mm-hmm. Some people are like, they don't need to be swaddled. And it's a whole thing. We tried everything because I wanted to know like, what does my baby thrive with? Because every child is different. We tried every swaddle. It just wasn't her thing. So I was telling her, oh, this is so frustrating. The swaddle actually wakes her up because I've pinned her down. I do it properly. You know, she's in her little straitjacket, but she was a noisy sleeper and she liked to stretch and move in her sleep. The thing is, because I watched it happen because she slept like 20 hours a day at the beginning, and she would go and I'd see her move and I could tell she wanted to like adjust and couldn't. And then she would open her eyes and be pissed off that she couldn't move. And then she would cry. Then when I would put her down without a swaddle, she was like, stretch and go right to sleep. And I'm like, well, this is great. Okay. So then I tried without a swaddle for a period of time. But then
too much movement.
Yeah. So I'm like, there's got to be a happy medium. Thank God for this woman next to me. She told me, you got to get this sleep sack. I'm like, isn't she too little for a sleep sack? Because I'm seeing children who are like toddlers in sleep sacks, not. But this little beauty, we also have it in gray. We got 2 for blowout situations or whatever else. But they look like a little angel. They're so cute.
Little arms
it's
up.
So soft. Yeah, it holds them like this. So I'm not kidding. I am not kidding. Oh, I'm going back to this moment and I just want to sit in it for a minute. Her longest stretch of sleep to that point was 4 hours, which is great. When you have a newborn, you're like, just give me 3.5, 4 hours of uninterrupted sleep. She did. So I was like, great. But I'd love a little more. I think she was 9 weeks old. And I remember just being like, I just want more sleep. The first night she wore this, she slept 7 hours in a row.
That's great. That didn't happen for me. So.
She never went off. Like 7 hours to date pretty much has been her minimum.
Okay.
Like this was a game changer.
I'm jealous, even though I'm past that point, but it's fine.
Well, isn't it great? Like, I'm
great.
sorry. I'm not trying to boast or brag, but when you have been sleep deprived and the amount of tears that you've shed can fill the Mississippi or the Nile River, this is like a gift. So anyways, if your child is having some issues, they look adorable in this. It's very, very soft, and they might sleep better. I don't know, but I hope so. That's why I'm praying for you. If you buy this, that they'll sleep really well. Thank you for
You're welcome.
telling me about this.
We have one too, but the arms zip off because he liked the straight jacket. I don't know if he liked it as much as we did, but he definitely, his more reflex was like,
yeah. She's not in this anymore, by the way. This was when she was younger. Now she has one where her arms are free because she's rolling and crawling and doing all the things. So just want to clarify before someone tries to come for me like, she's too old. I know.
But these are newborn babes. So
these are newborn. Yeah, you're right.
They're no longer newborns.
She's a baby now and yours is a toddler.
I know. It's so sad. But happy, but sad. All right. Don't judge me. Zachariah bit the tips off of these, but he refused almost every pacifier that we tried to buy him. We tried like the ones that the hospital gives you, the Avent ones. Those didn't work. I think they were just too heavy for him. We tried MAM. We tried, I don't know. But of course, my child has great taste, has expensive taste. I don't know where he gets that from. No clue. But
actually, both of you, who are we talking about?
I know.
You're married to my brother and you both have expensive taste. I'm not going to just put it all on one of you because it's both of you.
I heard great things about the Bibs Passies. They're not the most expensive, but they're definitely on the expensive side. I think they're like $7.99 each. I think you can get them 2 for $15 on Amazon. They come in so many cute colorways. So I think we have collectively like $150 worth of
I think you're going to say 150 pacifiers. So I was like, geez, how did he bite one a day?
People do. They have like the jars filled with these. And I'm like, that's a lot of money in like rubber and plastic.
I guess to each their own.
Yeah.
If that's what you want to do, then go for it.
They look very cute displayed. I love them. They're really light. They're natural rubber, so it's like my one like natural thing, I would say. They're natural rubber, so they stretch over time. He clearly had bit this and bit the tip off of this one. This one glows in the dark, which is great when they're older because then they can grab it themselves.
Love that. Yeah.
I didn't get these until he was old enough to grab his own pacifier because I'm like, there was no like source of light in the bedroom. I'm not putting this in his crib to wake him up. Yeah. But these are great. He still, don't come for me. He still uses a passy because he sleeps. We put him in bed at 8 and today he didn't get out of bed till almost 9 a.m. And he naps 3 to 3.5 hours. So I'm not changing anything.
It's not broken. Don't try to fix it.
But these were a game changer. They're light enough to where he was able to keep them in his mouth on his own. I got to no longer be the human pacifier.
Yeah, that's nice.
And yeah, these brought me great joy.
Ashton didn't really take, she didn't take pacifiers really at all. And we did get her a couple of those and she kind of still takes them a little bit, but she's just not a passy girl, which is fine. But she's fine. Also, like you were saying with like, if it's not broken, don't fix it. She sleeps great. It was fine. Yeah. So, but that was another good recommendation. Next up.
Oh, yes.
The Solly baby wrap.
I totally forgot about that.
Insert photo. So right now it just is a giant scarf, but basically it wraps around your body and it's a baby carrier. And when she was a newborn, full disclosure, I wore her often for warmth because it was the East Coast and winter, and I was cold sometimes in the house because it wouldn't heat up fast enough because it was a very like 120-year-old house. So I was like, come here. And so she was my little heater. We bonded that way too. But wrapped her up. her cutie little body was just on me. It was so precious, and I loved it. I know that there are tons of different carriers out there, and whichever one works for you, go for it. Initially, I was like, oh my gosh, this is cute on, but like, what do I do with this long piece of fabric? This is like, it's like a magic trick, you guys. You know, when you keep pulling out that's what it feels like. But actually, thank God for YouTube. I just went on and looked at, how you do it, and I did it in front of the mirror. If you do have one of these, or if you get one, I recommend personally that just helps me so much. Practice and do it in front of the mirror so that you can see, like, when you're dropping your baby, and you can see in the mirror like where you need to grab their foot or how you can wrap them up, and then you'll get good at it, and then you won't need to do that probably anymore. But I love it. It's so light and it's super soft, and it was just very comfortable. So
I had one like this, different brand. I loved the wrapped ones, but I found that it was easier for me. I have a wild bird sling that I absolutely love. It was just easy once I learned how to really use it, because it was linen, and Zachariah just moved a lot. Like, so he liked that, but he was just like
squirmy.
Like, let me get out of this. And I'm like, no, put your head back in.
Yeah.
But the wild bird was linen, so he couldn't, it's more, not structured, but I guess more structured. Yeah. It's not like,
this has like some stretch, some give. I don't know if you can see the light through it. It's kind of thin. They're just different. Yeah. And that's why it's like, my next child might be like, what is, get me out of this. I don't want it. But Ashton really liked that. And I loved it too. It was really special. So
yes, baby wearing. I didn't do it initially. And it's a great bonding experience moment, and it just makes you you really can take your baby wherever, and you're not like physically holding them. If you wrap them right, you won't have to actually like hold them.
It took me quite a few times to be like, I can let go. It's not gonna, because it's a piece of fabric and a tie, and you're like, what if just the tie comes undone? Now I did a knot. It wasn't like a bow, but at the same time, it's very uncomfortable to just like.
Well, with your firstborn, everything is uncomfortable.
Yes. So, anyways. But it's great. I highly recommend baby wearing, and this one's great.
All right. I don't have any more of these because we used them, and I actually thought they were disgusting at first. So, insert photo, the Frida Windy.
I might have one in the other room.
You do?
I might have one in the other room.
We'll check on it.
Should I go look real quick? One more. Yes. I don't have to use them as much anymore. Praise the Lord. But they are so helpful.
All right. My sister bought these for me for our baby shower, and I was like, I will never use this. That's disgusting. And there came a time when I had to use these.
Lifesaver. Lifesaver.
These, so they look like, let's see.
There should be one more in there.
There's one. It's the Windy Gas Passer. It's great. If your baby is constipated or just really gassy and they can't, and you've done everything to try and get that out. You've done bicycles, you've done belly massages, you've done all of the things, and you've exhausted everything, and they're still fussy, and it's gas related. Yeah. Generally, I feel like if they're crying, they're uncomfortable with something. Yeah. And a lot of the
time, you've tried all of the normal things and they're still upset. I feel like that's almost 100% of the time
it's like
what it was
trapped
for her.
Gas, trapped poop.
Yeah. So there's something going on in here.
This is what it looks like. I was like, there's no way I'm sticking that on my baby's booty. And there's 10 in here. There were 10 times that we definitely used this because he was so uncomfortable. It had been a couple of days since he pooped. And I knew that like breastfed babies could go up to 10 days without pooping. But
well, if they're comfortable, but I feel like the moment that they turn a corner and like, I'm uncomfortable, that's when it's like, okay, I know that this is the window, but you're clearly like, you should be going because you're in pain.
Yeah, like he was uncomfortable. Nothing was happening. He wouldn't sleep. He wouldn't eat. Baby. So like, what is it? This. I'm holding it like a cigarette. So only this
You don't want to put that in your mouth, especially after it's been used.
This is the only part that goes in. It's silicone, I believe. Yeah, it's silicone. You lubricate it, relieves the gas. You just leave it in there until it literally whistles. Yeah.
If they have a lot of gas built up, as soon as you put it in, you'll hear and you're like, oh. And I guarantee you that your baby will go like,
yeah.
Because it literally just creates a passageway for all of that like trapped stuff in their intestines to just come out. But it can get messy. Be warned.
We got a little poop splatter. There's like there's a hole here. Whereas like I think in our parents' generation and before they just use like thermometers or Q-tips,
something like that. Yeah.
But yeah, there's a little hole, so you hear a whistle.
It's incredible.
Usually followed by a lot of poop. So this is great. I recommend this also to all moms that are like, I don't know what's going on. And I'm like, you probably need this. And it might be scary the first time, but the relief for both you and your baby is worth it.
So, because there is nothing worse than seeing your child in pain.
Yeah.
Like, all you want to do is relieve the pain. So the first time that Ashton was like, had clearly gas and was like crampy. And I was like, I could see on her face, her precious little, like just been in the world a few weeks or a few months, whenever it was. And I just remember being so sad. And you're like, try these, get these. And I was like, okay. And it worked the first time. And we've used many after that because
they're great.
We've needed them. So
even if you don't think you will use these, it's just always nice to have on hand because there might be that one moment where you're just like I said, exhausted all options, and
it's worth it.
You gotta do it.
It's worth it.
You need them.
Okay, number 4, almost done. This is gonna seem like, of course, this is just a burp cloth that actually has some burp on it. I think the reason why. It's not so much having one of these, it's about having 100 of these.
Everywhere.
If you think that you have enough, buy another pack. Put it on your registry. The last thing you want to do when you have a newborn is laundry. And if you have help, amazing. But even if you have someone come stay with you, they have to leave at some point, right? And if you have a husband or, who has a job, you don't want to get out of these, is what I'm trying to say. These are the greatest, but they're just, buy 100 of them because you grab them for everything. Literally, I use this as a napkin multiple times because I'm like eating while trying to feed her and stuff. I'm like, okay,
There's a lot of spit up in those first few weeks.
And a lot of spit up, a lot of just stuff going on. Then once they start drooling, I mean, we still use 20 of these a day, I feel like as soon as there's drool, you're constantly like dabbling and wiping. So I would say these are obviously a must, but get a lot. When you think you have enough, get one more pack. Trust me.
I would say you don't need as many swaddles and cute swaddle blankets as you need burp cloths.
100%. They're cute. They have the patterns. You want the little muslin, like baby swaddles. We never used one, at least as a swaddle. Literally not one time. But these, you need them. You get a bunch of them. You will not regret that.
All right, my last one that I don't have, I don't know where it's packed. It's packed somewhere. I wish I would have had this when I got home from the hospital. It would have saved me a lot of tears. I did a lot of research for 4 weeks, 5 weeks, and we finally bought the most expensive pillow I think that we own. It is the Snuggle Me. It's not a pillow, but it looks like a very expensive pillow. It cradles them. It makes them feel like they're being held, which Zachariah wanted to be held 24/7 for 6 to 8 weeks. So we bought it. I was able to put him down and brush my teeth, eat some eggs, do something. Oh, insert photo. Here we go. It was, I think at the time, $130, and I will say it was worth every penny. When you're sleep deprived, you will pay anything at any hour of the day to just get some sleep. Any form of decent sleep, not even decent sleep, just any sort of sleep.
The quality doesn't matter at that point. Just give me a little something.
Just give me an hour.
I just need a hit of sleep.
So this was something that I wanted to not buy. I said, I don't need it. And then there just came a breaking point where I was just like, I need it.
I'm getting it.
And it was the best decision we made. They come in so many cute colors. You can buy covers, or you can just, and I think now, when we had one, they didn't have like different colors for the actual lounger. It's called a lounger. But now they do, so you can either just buy the lounger and throw that in the wash, or you can buy the covers. We had a cover, and we would just throw that in the wash when it got gross. And I think you need it. I think it's anywhere from like $99 to $120. I could be wrong, but we'll link it. I think you need a lounger. The one that worked for us the best was the Snuggle Me. Other people, I think, prefer other ones. This was my necessity. Get yourself a lounger, please. Oh, speaking of,
this is my last one. It's the DockATot. And initially, we had this when she was born, and initially people were like, oh, should I get it? Do you like it? And I was like, you know what? No, I don't really think we're going to use it. And then I would lay her in this. Probably like maybe like a month in is when I really started like utilizing this. We also, it was just too much, but I also have the little arch that hangs over with the little things that hang down. Yeah. This would keep her occupied for probably like, I mean, this is going to sound like not a lot of time, but when you're a mom and you are a new mom, any minute is precious. Mm-hmm. But like probably 10 to 15 minutes, she would like look at it and like, and that gave me opportunity to, with my eyes on her, but like, you know, grab a snack or a drink of water while Kellen was at work. When I was by myself, this was so helpful. And she literally unsnaps at the bottom. She loved this thing. She stayed in it until she literally outgrew. Her feet would be out of the bottom. We never left her unattended, of course. She didn't sleep overnight in this, even though she would have loved to. But this was so nice, literally until probably 5 months, which she just liked to be tucked in there because she got wider and then she could feel it and she could reach for the stuff. Mm-hmm. She just loved being in that little thing. She took many naps in that. In her first few months of life, I would, you know, if she was like wrapped up in a blanket and fell asleep and I'm like, I have to pee. What do? I would just lay her. I would turn on the sound machine, put it on the side, lay her down. And then it was like, okay. You know, I could move her in it. I could literally lift the whole thing and bring it so that, you know, again, I had eyes on her because you're not going to leave your child out of your sight. Even when they can't roll, they can't do anything, they can't lift their head, you're still like, what if they fall off the couch? And it's like, the chance of that happening is literally 0%, but you never know.
Yeah.
You might as well be careful.
I think Zach took all of his naps in the Snuggle Me until like 5 months, I would say.
Yeah, it's great. It really is worth it. I don't know the price point of that. I feel like it's similar-ish.
I think that one's more expensive.
I do think it might be more expensive. But for us, again, it was worth it. Yeah. I feel like, obviously, we have this one for next time. But when we have another child, I feel like I would like to try that one as well, the Snuggle Me.
We can use ours, unless we're using it.
Yeah, exactly. Who knows?
We also have the toddler version at home.
There's a toddler version? Is it just bigger? Version.
It's bigger. You can't put them in until they're able to crawl, I think, because they can move in it. Yeah. He doesn't really lounge in it, but also I haven't really taken it out of the packaging. I just like it. It's comfortable for me. Like the times that I've
I'm like, you're petite. Can you just like kick back in the little Snuggle Me?
Yeah.
Snuggle Me mama?
I always wanted a giant like swaddle.
Yeah, who doesn't want that? That's amazing. Jeez.
But you said 10 minutes, and if you don't have a baby yet, you don't understand
the value
what
of
10
time.
Minutes feels like.
Yeah.
When you don't have 10 minutes. So you're kind of, you might be thinking like, they're crazy. What? 10 minutes? You don't have 10 minutes to go to the bathroom or wash your face. No, you don't. So
you could leave them, but like, there's just something about, I just could not. Well, the amount of like, I'd feel bad because she would cry, obviously. I didn't want her to not see me or have me if she needed me. And then also the tears stressed me out. So I couldn't even go to the bathroom or I couldn't enjoy a shower. Because it was like, there's too much. You weigh everything. I feel like you have a baby and then you weigh, like, is this worth it? Is it, what are we going to do? That was just worth it because we used it every day, multiple times a day. And it was fantastic.
Best decision. You will pay anything for sleep.
Yeah, you really will. Moral of the story, whatever you can do to get a nap, do it.
If you think you're above it, you're not. Because I thought I was above it. And then there came a point I'm like, I'm not. I gotta spend it.
Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. We had quite a few overlaps. I feel like I definitely would say like year 5, I recommend. Yeah. So it's not even that those weren't it. These were just the first 5 that came to mind.
Yeah, but I used all of those things too and loved them all.
So, well, I mean, anything I needed, I asked her. So everything that I'm using is because she's like, get this. I'm like, okay. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this fun little video of newborn must-haves. If you have different ones, please share them in the comments so that other new mamas with babies on the way, maybe we can, we're a community, right? We got it. Yeah. I got all of these from her. She through trial and error, but through other people's information, got stuff. So,
and we might want the stuff that you recommend for our next ones.
Exactly. Tell us all the things because you can never know too much, right?
Exactly.
But anyways, we love you guys so much. Hope you're doing well. We'll see you guys next time. Hey everyone, welcome back. If this is your first time, welcome to our little home channel. It's not a home channel. I shouldn't say that. Can we redo this?
Yep.
Can I
Start
show me to
right
clap again? Or just, okay.
Our DIY channel in the future.
Yeah. I'm speaking prophetically. We're gonna have multiple revenue streams. This is on camera. I don't know what I was going for. Multiple and I was gonna say streams, multiple, and something else. I was like, shmuel.